everybody has this drive in them to be perfect. Perfect at being something. Perfect at school, perfect at home, perfect with your body, perfect in your academics, a perfect friend, a perfect parent, a perfect sister, a perfect brother, a perfect child, a perfect person at work, a perfect employer, a perfect employee. It's human to want to be perfect. But perfection doesn't exist. It's a standard which is just too hard to attain, maybe even impossible to attain. So why do we strive to be perfect? I think it's partly human. The problem with it is none of us will ever be. Today I want to talk about how to love your imperfection. So just like most people in this world, I've wanted to be perfect. Perfect child, perfect sister, perfect friend. I'm guilty of it all. But I think I've come to understand that that won't ever happen. And I'm yet to meet somebody who's cracked it and has become perfect. We just aren't. And it's okay. But the thing is, as we're going through this life, we keep trying to be what we can't be. And all it does is frustrates us. All it does is put a target on our backs. It makes us lie. Some of us get depressed from it. It makes us frustrated. It makes us worried. It makes us want to just not be us. And yet, life is a gift. It's great to be us. On this channel, I talk about weight loss. But the thing is, for you to get to the size you want to be, you have to realize that you're imperfect. And everything you do will be imperfect. You could do things really well. You can come close. But perfection is really something I believe is completely man-made and impossible to attain. This is what I mean. So when I started my journey, I believed, you know what, it's going to be perfect. I'm going to get the perfect body and it's going to take the shortest time and I'll do everything I can possibly do. I'm still waiting for that day to come. It's been really difficult. I'm not even going to lie. It's been very, very hard. It's been really hard trying to be someone I want to be or look like or feel, and yet a little part of me knows that I probably have everything that I need to be the person I want to be and feel good being. You know what I'm talking about, yeah? So just like most people like me, women, African women or black women, someone in her 30s, I thought, hey, you know what? All I need to do is look a certain type of way. So the world has dictated a standard of beauty. You have to look a certain way, dress a certain way, have a certain size. And only then, when you do, would you be really admired or accepted or just feel good about yourself. And just like billions of people, I believe the same. And I can't believe it's taken me my whole life to reach this point where I have realized that I'll never attain it. I'll just never get there. Doesn't mean that I won't have the body I want to have. No, it doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that I will feel bad about myself because of that. Absolutely not. But the thing is, we all have to reach that point where we're okay with looking the way we look. This doesn't mean that you should be unhealthy. If you are unhealthy, maybe you're overweight, you're obese, or maybe you're underweight, you can do something about it. There's certain steps you can take, as difficult as they may be, to become healthy. And that is what I'm trying to be. And is it smooth or is it an easy journey? Is it straightforward? Is it direct? No. But it's possible to love yourself regardless. But being healthy doesn't mean that you don't love yourself. Just because you're overweight or underweight or unhealthy in any kind of way, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't love yourself. Loving yourself means that you love yourself, regardless of what you look like, your status in society, your health, your ethnicity, your age. All these things just mean that you're going through life and you are a certain someone. You look a certain way, you come from a certain part of the world, you have certain experiences, you're born in a certain family, but it's absolute nonsense to think that if the world tells you you must look a certain way, or your skin color or skin tone or complexion has to be a certain shade, or your hair has to be frizzy or straight or a certain color, it has to have a certain texture, whatever. Absolute nonsense to think that only when you attain that standard is when you'll be perfect. I know you've probably heard this a million times through music, through songs, through books, through programs on TV, inspirational quotes, motivational quotes, whatever. Our faiths talk about it, religions talk about it, but how many of us actually believe it? So maybe you're watching this video thinking, here comes another one, but do you actually believe it? Do you actually believe that the way you are right now is how you should value yourself? You have value, you have worth, you're beautiful already. You don't have to be skinny, you don't have to be thick, you don't have to be curvy. All these things can help you to feel good about yourself, but it doesn't mean that only when you reach that standard, you're perfect. I mean, come on. How many people have we seen who are rich, beautiful, they have everything, physically, money, fame, intelligence? How many of these people do we see and say, oh my gosh, they're so perfect? And they actually think that they are, and they've reached the height of their perfection and they think, yeah, this is it. How many people do you know? We know people who are seemingly perfect and they're depressed, are seemingly perfect and they're unhappy. Some go as far as committing suicide. Some go as far as just being generally unhappy in life. And then you see those people who are quite big in size or really thin, and they have a smile on their faces and they seem really confident and they seem really genuinely happy. Some aren't, but I believe some are. So this is a lesson that I have to teach myself, and it's a lesson I keep learning. I've been trying to learn this lesson for decades, honestly speaking. And even then, I'm still trying to accept it. I think I understand it, but accepting it is a struggle. I just wanted to ask, are you like me? Do you struggle to accept the fact that you'll not be perfect? And when I say perfect, I mean the world standard of perfect. How about you be perfectly happy being you? Because there's some toxic people out there, and that is a topic for another day. But because there's some toxic people out there who think we have to look a certain way, they keep reminding us of that. So there's so many people who come up to me and say, why aren't you like this yet? Or why can't you be like that? It's really none of their business. The fact of the matter is, I should be happy being me, being Dora. And if they can't accept it, that's their problem, honestly speaking. And so I just pass it back to you. If people think you have to look a certain way, your skin color has to be a certain way, or your height, or your body, especially with women. Oh my gosh, we have such complexes about our bodies. Wouldn't you think it would be much better and much easier if you just ignore them and just focus on being a better you? The purpose and the point of your life is not to be perfect. It's to always be better. It's to always improve. And it's to value yourself and value others. That's it. Love God and love others. Once you do that, things become easier. You're not constantly trying to compare yourself and constantly getting stressed because you don't look a certain way and you can't fit in a certain crowd. It's just easy to just be you. And it's such a relief as well. So that's my challenge to you today. Are you trying to be perfect? Or are you trying to love yourself enough to just be a better you? That's my question today. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.